My name is Simon Bowman. I am absolutely proud and delighted to welcome you to the second annual Red Ideas Festival. This makes me incredibly happy seeing everyone here tonight. Thank you, thank you.
So, my red idea tonight is to bring a simple, life-changing therapy to amputees in Haiti and beyond the world. So for me, that started with the earthquake in Haiti in 2010. And that was with a population of 150,000 amputees that are currently living in Haiti as a result of that earthquake. That's almost 2% of the population, and their generation of amputees. But that they're actually living under a problem that I didn't even know existed. A problem that's causing them to lose their jobs, their families, and plunging them into a state of despair and helplessness. And that's something called phantom limb pain. Phantom limb is the feeling or sensation that your arm or leg is still there after it's been removed. But the worst part is that for 50 to 80% of all amputees, that's up to 90,000 patients right now, they feel something called phantom limb pain. I heard about this problem from my cousin, Liz Seckel, who goes to UCSD. She heard that I wanted to get involved in Haiti, just like her. So we decided to partner up and try to address this specific problem. And the reason we chose this problem is because we think we can actually help it. It turns out there's a professor in UCSD called Professor P.S. Ramachandran. He's the man in the red shirt with soda. And he came up with a revolutionary therapy that treats phantom limb pain in 89% of every person that has it. All it uses is a mirror. It's called mirror box therapy, and it tricks the brain into thinking everything is okay. It sounds crazy, but it really does work. What you do is you put the amputee's arm or leg on one side of the mirror, and the one that they're missing on the other side, and they look into a reflection. And the phantom that they've been feeling for all these years, the ghost that's been following them day to day, now they can see it. They know that it's just a reflection, but it looks so real. This is a real therapy. It's used in the United States today, and it has been for 5 years, with our amputees coming back from the wars. So if it's this simple and this effective, why hasn't it made it to Haiti yet? It's simple. It's so new, it just hasn't made the transition to developing countries yet. My red idea is to bridge that gap. It's to bring the information and tools necessary to those who need it the most. We plan to go to Haiti this summer for 2 months, bringing 1,000 mirrors to clinicians around the country teaching this therapy. So if this goes as well as we hope, we'll be going to countries with high rates of amputation throughout the world, with students from Cornell, UCSD, and the rest of the country helping amputees around the world. This is just the beginning.
Acid attack is the act of throwing acid onto the face of a person with the intention of disfiguring them. Perpetrators of this throw acid onto the faces of the victims, burning them, damaging skin, dissolving bones, resulting in permanent disfiguration and often blindness. It is estimated that 1,500 people fall victim to these attacks annually, of which 80% are women. Acid attack is one of the most common acts of violence against women in the subcontinent region of Asia, especially in the lower socioeconomic strata of Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. My red idea proposes to empower these female acid attack victims with a social enterprise. In India, a traditional piece of clothing known as a sari is a 6-yard piece of colorfully designed cloth that's draped around a woman. Most women, like my mother and grandmothers, have collected many saris over their lifetime. But because they're too pretty to throw away, they're locked away in their closets. My enterprise will provide a platform to recycle these saris. These 6-yard pieces of cloth can be turned into all sorts of products like cushion covers, pillow covers, blankets, quilts, and furniture fabric. I want to set up an enterprise that produces these household products made out of recycled saris produced by female acid attack survivors, thereby providing them employment and a source of livelihood. For the initial part of this project, I'll be relying on my social network of friends and family to donate saris. However, once this enterprise is set up, through social media and through the media outreach of the Acid Survivors Foundation, I'll be carrying out campaigns in parts of the city to strike the conscience of community members and encourage them to donate saris. I want to sell my products under the brand Umeed, which means hope in Hindi. The essence of this social enterprise is to, 1, change the society's perception of an acid attack survivor, but most importantly, to change the acid attack survivor's own view of her life and her self-worth. I want this enterprise to be a path that reintegrates these women back into the society. Unlike most organizations helping acid attack survivors, this enterprise is not charity, but employment to empower these women for the long run that we call life. For these women, their lives were destroyed with their faces. But I want to change this, and this is what my red idea echoes. Disfigured, but not broken. Thank you.
Okay. Meet the sun. The sun is a familiar friend. It's our oldest source of light, and for the majority of human existence, our only source of light. The sun makes something called full spectrum light, meaning that it covers all wavelengths of the visible spectrum of light. Fluorescent lights, like the ones in this building that we spend most of our time under, on the other hand, are not full spectrum, and there's studies dating back many, many years speaking as to why this is not good for us. And yet, we spend 97% of our time indoors under static fluorescent lighting. It gives us headaches, it makes us unhappy, and when you spend 12 hours a day under it, like I do and probably many of you do, it puts you in not such a good mood. That's where sun comes in. At Sun, we're designing energy-efficient light bulbs that emulate natural sunlight indoors and benefit human health. This is the sun bulb. Sun bulb is a screw-in light bulb replacement, replaces an ordinary bulb, and over the course of the day and year, it emulates natural sunlight, changing color gradually over the course of the day and year to emulate the natural sunlight that you get outdoors, indoors, creating full spectrum light. Just like the sun bulb rises warm in the morning. Just like a cup of coffee, it's been shown that natural light like that produced by the sun bulb is equivalent to drinking a cup of coffee in the morning. You can set it to an alarm using an app on your phone that wakes you up automatically instead of a jarring alarm clock. As the sun changes color over the course of the day, so too do the lights inside of your home or office. They move towards a bluer hue in the middle of the day, which suppresses melatonin in your brain, helps you more alert, and helps you work more effectively. As the sun begins to set, so too do the bulbs, getting redder in the afternoon. And once the sun has set, the lights assume the color temperature of fire, our oldest artificial light source, and one that many studies show is one that we become very comfortable working and living under. Now, the sun bulb is capable of emulating every wavelength of visible light, but most importantly, it can hit every color that the sun produces. And so, the prototype that I have up here, I'm not sure if everyone in the back can see it, I'll hold it up. The prototype that I have up here, approximately every 30 seconds, is cycling through a 24-hour cycle that the bulbs in your house would do. Rising warm in the morning, getting bluer, warmer again, and then going to the color temperature of fire at nighttime. So we call this technology that we've developed and that we need Red Ideas money and other money to develop, solar synchronous lighting. So what happens here is you get the bulb, you screw it in, the bulbs connect to the internet, automatically geolocate, figure out where you are in the world, and adjust color automatically. You don't have to do anything, it just works. The bulbs are designed to always be in the state that makes you happiest, helps you work most efficiently, and helps you get done what you need to get done. So there's three main benefits here. There's the lighting experience, the health benefits, and the energy efficiency gains. So with that, I want to say increasing the quality of light is directly aligned with increasing the quality of your life. Please help us bring the sun back into your lives with the sun bulb. Thanks.
So I'd like to present our project, which is a hydroponic installation, and my two team members, Peter and Nick. Caroline Steele wrote Hungry Cities, which is a book that outlines how the cities that we live in are becoming less and less available. They have less available to fresh produce and vegetables, and there's such a thing as food deserts, which is increasing our society's reliance on fast food. And we believe that architecture can change that. There's a new brand of architecture and a new typology called vertical farms, which is introducing these agriculturally productive technologies into buildings. So we want to take this grand scheme and present it to the community of Ithaca at a micro scale and produce a hydroponic wall installation. And so here's our concept. It was rooted when we were abroad last semester in Rome. And three of us were inspired by, one, how many recycled wine bottles there were that were not being repurposed, and two, how the availability to fresh produce was tenfold compared to the United States. So this is our most recent proposal, which is using furniture design, lighting design, as well as our digital fabrication tools to produce this hydroponic wall system. It uses 24 recycled wine bottles and clay pellets instead of soil. It will produce mint, thyme, and chives for Stellas, and it's being installed this Monday. And the bottles themselves are the vessels that the plants will be growing in. They're cut with a tile saw at an angle, and the plants, and they're currently being harvested at Green Tree, which is a local hydroponic store in Ithaca, which is part of our design mantra, is using all the material and technologies are locally sourced. In terms of outreach, we really see this as a microcosm of bringing hydroponic systems into Ithaca and bringing food closer to where it's consumed. This eventually we would like to have as a prototype for the community of Ithaca so that other local restaurants, other families can construct their own hydroponic system. So thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I'm Anisha.
And I'm Emma.
And we are part of the rescue team.
Our red idea is a smartphone app that helps improve campus safety.
Well, late night safety is an issue that affects a lot of campuses, not just Cornell, but nationwide. Whether it's getting help for yourself or getting help for someone that needs help and you don't know how to deal with the situation, we wanted to help. We realized after looking at this that the resources are there, but the issue is making it accessible to people who need it when they need it.
Early last semester, we were sitting around a table in Trillium and we were looking at a flyer on the wall that had a list of emergency resources. And we thought about the likelihood of someone taking that flyer and actually bringing it about at night. And we didn't think that was very likely. We thought there must be a much better way to condense these late night resources into a much more accessible format.
So, in an age when our phones are no farther to us than our pockets or our backpack or on the table with you guys, and most of these are smartphones, we figured that a smartphone app would be the best way to do this. We figured we could bridge this gap between not knowing what to do and finding that help.
I'm going to show you basically what Rescuer does and how it works. So when you go to the home screen, you see the Get Help and the Go Home option. If you click the Go Home option, you have various taxi cab numbers. You have the Call a Friend feature, which allows you to input 5 numbers of your closest friends or your most reliable friends. And you have the Rescuer app feature, which helps you get home safely, gives you directions, as well as the blue light service. And if you click the other option, which is the Get Help option, you get the police number, the ambulance number, you get the Gannett phone number, and the blue light service as well.
So the great thing about Rescuer is that it's already out there helping people today, and often in many ways that we didn't expect for it to be used. And as of right now, we have over 400 downloads for our iPhone app, which is amazing considering we just released it in January.
We plan to keep the app up to date in terms of the information it contains, so the phone numbers are reliable and they're there when you need them the most. And we think that this is really going to create a culture of campus safety.
So as great as Rescuer is now, we think it has the potential to expand and change lives, or at least help save lives, on a much larger scale. Currently, we're working on the rescue route option, as Emma mentioned. So what it would do is it would use your location services to help a student map the safest and quickest route home. In addition, we love to see Rescue Route expand to other campuses, which is our main focus. As we said, late night safety is an issue not just at Cornell, but everywhere that we go. We see a lot of modern cities have these apps to help you navigate subways or metros or train stations, what have you. But there is a real concise way for the college campuses and for the vast amount of resources that we need. So our red idea essentially just brings it back to the everyday to help you keep safe at home. We think it has the potential to help students make a quick decision and avoid potentially risky situations late at night.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for sticking around for the entire program. This is one of my favorite evenings and events at Cornell, and just you being here makes this so special to me. And truly, thank you so much for coming out and supporting Red Ideas, but more importantly, being a part of a movement where we recognize as students and as student leaders that we can accomplish a lot together, and hopefully you leave this place inspired.